Picture Europe in the 8th century, a land shattered by chaos, where small kingdoms fought endlessly and raiders struck from every direction. The order of Rome was a distant memory, and survival was a daily struggle. Into this turmoil stepped Charlemagne, king of the Franks, with a vision to unite Christian Europe and restore civilization. He saw himself on a divine mission, not just to defend his borders, but to expand them and bring order to the chaos. Charlemagne knew that to achieve this, he needed more than a crown. He needed a disciplined, professional army. He looked beyond the old, unreliable bands of warriors and dreamed of a military machine that could conquer and control vast lands. His ambition was breathtaking: to push back pagan tribes, secure his kingdom from Muslim raiders, and bring Italy and Bavaria under his rule. This required an army that could fight on multiple fronts, march for months, and enforce his will across Europe. Charlemagne's story is not just about a king. It's about how he built Europe's first super army and laid the foundations for a new era. The dream of unity and peace was reborn in his vision. With determination and innovation, he set out to forge an empire from the chaos. The age of Charlemagne was about to begin. The Franks, Charlemagne's people, had built a powerful kingdom in what is now France, outlasting other tribes after Rome's fall. Their early king, Clovis, united the tribes and converted to Christianity, gaining the church's support and stability. By Charlemagne's time, the Franks were the strongest force in Western Europe, but their kingdom was far from unified. Power was divided among nobles, with local dukes and counts often acting independently. The king's authority depended on personal loyalty, not institutions, making the realm fragile and prone to civil war. Surrounding threats were everywhere: Muslim Spain to the south, pagan Saxons to the east, Avars in the southeast, and Lombards in Italy. Charlemagne inherited a chessboard of shifting alliances and constant danger. He realized the old system of part-time farmer soldiers was too weak for his ambitions. To unite and expand his realm, he needed a reliable, professional military. Charlemagne set out to transform the Frankish tradition into a structured system, turning part-time warriors into the backbone of his empire. The stage was set for a military revolution. Charlemagne's genius lay in organization and reform. He overhauled logistics, ensuring his troops were fed and equipped for long campaigns. Wealthy landowners had to provide mounted warriors. Smaller landowners pooled resources to support soldiers. This system guaranteed a steady, well-equipped army. Charlemagne made heavy cavalry, the knight, the core of his force, encouraging the breeding of powerful war horses and creating a professional warrior class. Discipline was enforced through detailed rules, or capitularies, covering everything from conduct to equipment. He revived Roman-style command structures and used royal messengers to ensure orders were followed across the empire. Charlemagne's armies included engineers for building bridges and siege engines, and scouts for intelligence. By combining cavalry, logistics, discipline, and technical expertise, he built a military machine unmatched in Europe. His reforms turned the Franks into a force designed for conquest and control. This was the birth of the medieval superarmy. Charlemagne's reign was marked by relentless warfare, testing his new army across Europe. The brutal Saxon Wars lasted over 30 years, with Charlemagne repeatedly invading, conquering, and facing rebellion. His response to resistance was often harsh, most infamously the massacre of Verdun, where thousands of Saxon prisoners were executed. These campaigns involved deep marches, fort building, and forced resettlements, a total war for its time. In the south, Charlemagne crossed the Alps to defeat the Lombards, becoming king of Italy and protector of the Pope. His army's ability to operate far from home showcased its strength and organization. Not all campaigns succeeded. In Spain, his forces were ambushed at Roncesvalles Pass, suffering a legendary defeat. Even Charlemagne's super army was not invincible, but its reach and power were unprecedented. Through victory and setback, his military shaped the map of Europe. The Carolingian army became the model for future empires. Charlemagne's army was led by powerful nobles, dukes, counts, and margraves, who raised and commanded troops. The elite corps were knights, the scarae, armored and mounted, trained for shock combat. Every spring, the Marchfield Assembly gathered the army and leaders for planning, law, and unity, a display of royal power. The army was more than soldiers. Priests and bishops accompanied campaigns, providing spiritual guidance and reinforcing the sense of holy mission. This blend of military and religious purpose gave the army a powerful sense of destiny. Among Charlemagne's warriors, none became more legendary than Roland, a real count who died at Roncesvalles Pass. The epic Song of Roland transformed him into the ideal Christian knight, brave, loyal, and self-sacrificing. Roland's story inspired generations, shaping the ideals of chivalry and knighthood. Charlemagne's army was both a fighting force and a symbol of faith and unity. Its legends echoed through medieval Europe. Charlemagne's military reforms shaped Europe long after his empire faded. His system of granting land for military service became the foundation of feudalism, linking power to loyalty and arms. The knight, born from his reforms, dominated battlefields and culture for centuries. This warrior class inspired the code of chivalry, bravery, loyalty, and Christian virtue. Charlemagne's focus on logistics and administration set new standards for future rulers. Roads, bridges, and supply lines became essential to power. His capitularies and systems influenced kings seeking stronger, more centralized states. Most importantly, he forged the idea of a united Christian Europe, Christendom, defended by a common military purpose. His legacy inspired empires and crusades for generations. How should we remember Charlemagne? He was both conqueror and builder. His campaigns were brutal, forcing unity through violence and terror, especially against the Saxons. Yet within his empire, he promoted learning, standardized laws, and sparked the Carolingian Renaissance. He built churches, revived culture, and brought order to a continent in chaos. Charlemagne's military machine was the tool for his vision, a new Christian Roman Empire. His dual legacy bridges the ancient and medieval worlds. He showed that power could create both destruction and progress. Charlemagne believed conquest was necessary for a greater good, a united Christian Europe. Whether seen as visionary or tyrant, his impact shaped Europe's destiny. The echoes of his super army and his ambition still resonate today.